So much, and everyone, I'm so excited to be here. Kevin Cochrane, Chief Marketing Officer here at Vultr, and this here is Morty. Stands for Mortimer or Morticia, your choice. And Morty is a Himalayan vulture. It's our namesake, it's our mascot. And Morty, of course, is an angry bird, and as an angry bird, he is a bird of death. And specifically what Morty does is Morty eats tech debt. Morty's mission in life is to help you modernize your cloud infrastructure to build an AI-first cloud infrastructure to prepare for the next 10 years of development of new AI-native applications. Now, who wants a Morty here? All right, we got one here. We got one here. Got a couple more back there. They're super throwable. Dogs love them. Children adore them. And they have a perfect bounce, and so I use mine to play pickleball because there's zero noise, so the neighbors don't get upset. Well, if you want more, including our industry Mortys, because here at Vultr, we're focused on specific use cases, industry by industry, and helping you have the golden path to success. And if you want to learn more, we also have our industry Mortys, manufacturing Morty, healthcare Morty, financial services Morty, and you can get those over at the Vultr booth. So again, I'm Kevin Cochrane. I'm so excited to be back here in Paris. I last lived here 10 years ago on Rue Montaguet, and this morning it was so wonderful to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I'm a runner, so I did a nice 10-mile run and got to see all of my old haunts here in Paris. And I'm just so honored to be on stage and speaking with you all here today. Now, it's funny because 10 years ago was about the time of the dawn of the last cycle in cloud application architectures. We are now at the dawn of a new 10-year cycle where people need to reinvent their application architectures and reinvent their infrastructure stack to build new AI-native applications. We've been through 10-year cycles before, all the way back to the dawn of compute. We can go back just even 30 years to the start of my career, when we were shifting into the first 10-year cycle of my career, when we were moving from client-server application architectures and moving to a new web-based application architecture, where people needed to get physical servers out of data center rooms in a headquarters locations and needed to think about building new applications in a distributed compute architecture and deploying web applications in colo facilities all around the globe. Of course, the last 10-year cycle began around 2014 when people started adopting Kubernetes and rethinking how they built their web applications, leveraging Kubernetes and using ephemeral resources in the cloud, ephemeral compute units, ephemeral storage units. This was the dawn of cloud-native engineering principles and cloud-native applications. Now, here today, what we're excited about is this next 10 years, because we are moving from experimentation in the enterprise to production deployment of agentic AI at scale. And as with every other 10-year cycle, the principles of the prior epochs need to carry forward. It's time that AI was no longer a science project. It is no longer about experimentation. We need to integrate AI into our DevSecOps processes. We need to put in place the proper governance and proper compliance, and we need to scale this as a distributed application architecture and distributed infrastructure stack across the globe. And here at Vultr, we have most recently done a comprehensive survey of 2,000 decision makers here in Europe and in North America. Roughly 1,000 in Europe and 1,000 in North America. These are senior level, C-level, SVP level people responsible for AI budgets. There's a strong likelihood some of you may have been part of that survey. And what we found in that survey was absolutely remarkable, which is people are not just going to start deploying AI, but they're really going to transform every line of business operation. People are actually looking to build centralized governance frameworks around new agents that they can deploy to change every line of business function. Their key concerns in doing that is making certain that they can pre-compose a stack that can be replicated at scale for each of their downstream business units and have a single central place where they can enforce governance around the data, they can enforce privacy, they can enforce security, and they can support local market compliance. The other key thing they're concerned about is making certain that they do not get trapped into a walled garden. It is all about enabling an open ecosystem and being able to harness the potential of innovators all around the planet that are contributing to the explosive growth of AI. Paris, of course, was the center of the explosion of the AI revolution going all the way back to 2017. This is what Hugging Face in particular is enabling everyone on the planet to get access to the latest and greatest open source models and to be able to deploy them at scale. Open ecosystems matter now more than ever. And if there's one thing that the European community at large has historically done in the compute realm is leverage a community-led process to advocate and push for open standards and open source that have transformed the past 3 decades of compute infrastructure. We would be nowhere without Europe and the community-led process transforming open source and open standards in our web application stacks. We wouldn't even have Kubernetes. And now we need this more than ever for Europe to lead in open source and open standards in AI infrastructure. And if you can't tell I'm passionate about that, please talk to me. I'll tell you how passionate I really am about that. And here at Vultr, what we believe is over the course of the past 5 years specifically in cloud native engineering, we've started to move to principles of composability. This is called mock compliance. Core microservices built by your platform engineering team, having an API-first approach, a headless approach, and making certain that all of your services are orchestratable across different cloud providers. And all of those principles of composability, we strongly believe, need to get applied to AI. We need to make certain that everything that's being built is not a snowflake. Everything that's being built is a core containerized, tested, governed model that is part of a broader set of API-first cloud-native application artifacts that can be orchestrated globally on the most cost-efficient, most performant cloud infrastructure everywhere you need to service the business. It's also critical that your AI infrastructure is an integrated AI stack. We just heard about customer service agents and experience. We have to remember that as much as we're focused on GPUs and the model, we're still delivering a customer experience. We're still delivering an employee experience. We still have application code because people are still going to a web browser. People are still opening a mobile app. We need to integrate the CPU stack. We need to integrate the GPU stack. We need to have one common cloud-native engineering team that's embracing AI development with one integrated pipeline for streaming containerized code and containerized models to actually deliver an experience to our customers. Here at Vultr, we're unique because we have a 10-year operating history building a public cloud platform, most recently recognized by IDC as a major contender in the public platform market, and the only one that's integrating an entire stack of cloud-native engineering services and CPU-based compute with AI-native engineering practices and GPU compute. And of course, we're doing that in a hybrid architecture because your mission-critical data is still going to be collected on-prem, but we need to make certain that we can safely, securely stream that data to our GPU clusters for purposes of training, tuning, and inference without exposing it over the public internet. Hybrid cloud architectures matter now more than ever in this day and age of AI. Let's drill down into each of the core principles for modernizing your infrastructure stack, starting first with cloud native and composability. And here at Vultr, what we believe is that as in the cloud native engineering world, we can't have the siloed data science team over here building models and then the actual engineering team over here. We need to integrate an AI center of excellence and take a platform engineering approach where your centralized AI center of excellence can actually pre-build all of the application artifacts, all of the models, and have a single place where they can enforce governance and they can force the development of pre-composed stacks that different downstream developers can access in a self-service manner to quickly speed the deployment to production of a new application. By taking a platform engineering approach and product managing the infrastructure stack and the templates for different use cases, you can not only speed time to deployment, but you can ensure compliance, you can ensure governance, and you can ensure the security of your data and your applications in a way that you wouldn't be able to if everyone is just doing their own thing. This platform engineering team, platform engineering approach is all about enabling that self-service experience for all of your core platform services as well as your core infrastructure services. We want to make certain that your centralized team, your AI center of excellence, can pre-compose templatized cloud stacks so the whole notion of spinning up compute resources is completely abstracted from the actual data scientists, from the actual engineers. They should not need to know what GPUs are available in which regions. They shouldn't need to know how to scale these things. Data scientists and developers should focus on coding, clicking a button, pushing to production, and having the entire pipeline automated and all of the infrastructure magically scale on demand with the best performance and the lowest cost. That's what we do here at Vultr. It's about advancing all of the infrastructure as code principles for all of your cloud native applications so that we can provide a golden path for how anyone can basically pick a template and then spin up all the resources they need automatically so that they can focus on delivering outcomes for the business versus figuring out how to manage complex underlying infrastructure. This is all about accelerating the deployment on demand of all of your GPU compute resources. In the Vultr case, we operate 32 data center regions around the globe, all 6 continents, 9 regions here in Europe, with Paris being our primary region here in continental Europe. All of your top-of-the-line GPUs from NVIDIA, all of your top-of-the-line GPUs from AMD, and of course, all of your top-of-the-line AMD data center CPUs for all of your application code. Spinning up automatically all of your accelerated GPU compute, CPU compute, all of your AI-optimized storage resources globally, and most importantly, all of your AI-optimized networking, which includes all of the networking required to connect your on-prem data sources with our cloud-hosted GPU and CPU clusters, so you can have safety and security and maximum throughput and maximum bandwidth for all of your data flows. It's all about enabling AI innovation at global scale. And in our particular case, it's making certain that your platform engineering team can pre-package all of the infrastructure, all of the artifacts, and then any downstream developer with a single click can spin up all of their build, test, and deployment environments everywhere in the world. And of course, what we're looking to do here is to support our customers and all of you here with a next generation public cloud. an AI-first public cloud with all of the associated resources needed to build and scale any native AI application. Now, it's important, like I said, that this infrastructure integrates with your existing data center infrastructure. Hybrid cloud matters more than ever because your safe, secure use of your data to train models is what's going to make sure that you're successful protecting your customers and your employees going forward. We still hear too much about people doing a lightweight wrapper on ChatGPT and sending sensitive data to OpenAI. We don't think that that is safe. We don't think that's secure. You should own your own AI. You should own your own model. You should actually own all your data. And in specific, all of your data here in France should remain resident in France. And we are a leader in data privacy, data residency, and data sovereignty, specifically tied to a hybrid cloud architecture. And of course, the reason why we do this is because we want to help you be successful. And here at Vultr, we make the infrastructure easy so that you can focus on business outcomes. And we work with our customers across a variety of verticals to actually understand their use case and templatize those use cases so that they can have a faster time to market and a faster time to success. It's all about reducing all of the core challenges for helping you safely and securely get to that initial deployment of a new AI native application, eliminating all the problems with computational complexity, security, with cost, and all of the challenges scaling worldwide inference. A simple example is how we help our customers in healthcare and life sciences. Imagine a world where I can go to my doctor and I can get blood work done, and the moment that the blood work is actually analyzed in the lab and stored in the lab, that data set can safely, securely be streamed to a Vultr cluster, and I can get a simple text notification, and then I can immediately go online on my mobile phone, and I can ask an agent everything I need to know about how to change my health habits to basically understand my lab results. All of that is possible. We actually have a demo of that live running in our booth, so please stop by the Vultr booth, and we'd love to show it with you. At any rate, we're super excited again to be here today, and we're very excited about the next 10 years of global cloud compute. And we would love to talk with you one-on-one to understand some of the challenges that you're having scaling AI, and we'd love to see how we can help. Thank you so much.